You made some very demeaning comments about the president that Ms. Patton doesn't agree with. In fact, it has to do with your claim of racism. She says that as a daughter of a man born in Birmingham, Alabama, that there is no way that she would work for an individual who was racist.
Lynne Patton is a regional administrator in New York and New Jersey for the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development and has known the Trump family for years thanks to her previous work at the Eric Trump Foundation and the Trump Organization. And she joins us now to tell us exactly what happened. We saw you yesterday during the hearing. You were standing up behind Mark Meadows. Why was it important for you to be there and look your former friend, Michael Cohen, in the eye?
Well, look, I am so fired up to be here right now. I want to thank you guys for having me. The first thing I want to say is that I was not there to represent an entire race of people. I was there to represent one man who, never mind having the lowest unemployment rate for blacks, minorities, Hispanics, women, but also gave $32 million more than the last administration to historically black colleges and universities, gave the largest federal disaster grant to Puerto Rico, just passed the most comprehensive prison reform bill in 3 decades, pardoning more people with disparate sentences than any other president in history. He's also just created an urban council that's going to funnel $100 billion of capital into urban and rural communities through opportunity zones. He just made slain Medgar Evers' home a civil rights historic monument. These are things that, the American public doesn't hear enough about. And
because Congressman, Michael Cohen, who's been an attorney for years, said between them, he's heard racist comments come out of the president about black leaders never have prosperous countries, and they all preside over horrible nations.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The president does not see color, race, creed, religion. What he sees is success and failure. And whether that manifests itself as a person, a place, a property, a restaurant, a TV show, a policy, a country, a community, he makes no differentiation. And so to me, that's what makes people uncomfortable, is that he doesn't care what people think, and he's going to tell it like it is. One of the things I do want to say is that, he also doesn't care what imaginary quota the mainstream media thinks he should have either in his administration or at his companies. He's been empowering women and minorities for years.
Yesterday during the hearing, freshman Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, she said by you standing there behind Mark Meadows, she was calling it racist because she was saying he was using you as a prop. Listen to this.
Just to make a note, Mr. Chairman, just because someone has a person of color, a black person working for them, does not mean they aren't racist. And it is insensitive that some would even say it's the fact that someone would actually use a prop, a black woman, in this chamber, in this committee, is alone racist in itself.
Are you a prop? Are you a token?
What I'd like to ask the Congresswoman from Michigan is, why does she take the word of a self-confessed perjurer and criminally convicted white man over a black female who's highly educated, rose up through the ranks of one of the most competitive companies in real estate? You spoke before 25 million people at the Republican National Convention and now works in one of the most historic administrations in history. And so to me, that would be my question. That's more racist than being put up there as a quote-unquote prop. Trump has time and time again done so much for the black community, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
She apologized. Did you accept her apology? And have you talked to her? Or she reached out to you?
Well, she didn't apologize to me. I think she apologized to Congressman Mark Meadows for implying that he was racist, which is also laughable. I was there, again, not just to push back against a racist narrative, but I was also there to push back against a liar. This man literally said yesterday, I've lied, but I am not a liar. I mean, that was like a legit quote. And so I was there to push back against the fact that he literally perjured himself again yesterday.
But
by
you know
saying,
him. He brought you into the company.
Yes.
So who is the Michael Cohen you know? And who is the Michael Cohen we were seeing right there? Or is it the same guy?
Well, unfortunately, it is. And, you know, I said it on my Instagram post. It's unfortunate that I put a lot of time, energy, and dedication to somebody who I obviously never really knew. It's a shame that the president did the same thing. You know, this man perjured himself yesterday again, literally by saying that he did not want to go to the White House. Not only did he widely known, lobby for the position of chief of staff. You can ask anybody. But he told me personally that he wanted to work at the White House. And what I saw when he was iced out from going to Washington was the fast deterioration of a man who once had so much confidence and swagger. He literally crumbled right before my eyes over the next year or so, becoming so desperate and delusional for the acknowledgement of our president that it became borderline pathetic.
Would you ever work for a racist?
Never. You know, I know the catchphrase is, as a daughter of a man born in Birmingham, Alabama, there is no amount of money in the world that you could pay me to make me work for a racist. I could be out there writing a 7-figure book right now. I could be, working at a place that pays a lot more than the federal government. But I work here because I know this man is making a difference. I know this family is making a difference. And I'm honored to call them not only my bosses, but my friends.
And you said on Instagram you didn't sign an NDA.
No.
All right.
I mean, some people are still trying to be relevant, Ainsley. Let's not give them any airtime.
You got it.
Thanks so much.
It's about